All right, so this has been a long time coming. This is something that ConnorSapphire asked me to do months ago. Problem is, I couldn't figure out how to do it. I just locked on to the wrong thing when it came to this commander. So what he wanted me to do, he uh, he used to on a regular basis offer me a legendary card and ask me, well, how would you build around this? What would you do? And usually I would turn around within a week. Well, Shilgengar here, it took a long time because I locked on to the blood tokens, which I shouldn't have. And I don't use blood tokens in any of my decks. I don't really see any support for them. Okay, so they loot your library. Great, so I can rummage through my library. Oh, what the hell am I going to do with that? But then I was looking at it more, and I thought, okay, why don't I approach this instead of a blood token deck? Instead of looking at that, why don't I look at the angels? Why didn't I build something around that? So that's what I did. Right, let's get into it. Silungar, Sire of Famine. Shilgengar, Sire of Famine, rather. 3 black black for a 6/6 legendary flying elder demon. Sack another creature, create a blood token. Fantastic. And then what are you going to do with it? But if you sacrifice an angel this way, create a number of blood tokens equal to its toughness instead. Hmm. Okay, that's more interesting. 3 white or 3 black hybrid. Sacrifice 6 blood tokens. Return every creature in your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. I don't like finality counters, but returning everything at instant speed, it doesn't say only as a sorcery at the end of your turn. None of that. Instant speed. And they become vampires. Okay, that part I'm not doing anything with. I'm not doing anything with the vampire bit. But, so what you can do is you can sacrifice a bunch of creatures over the course of the game rather than seeing them in exile or whatever. And once you have 6 blood tokens, you can empty the pits, bring everything back out of the graveyard for only 3 mana and 6 blood tokens. Everyone comes back. That is a creature card. And if you do that at the end of the turn of the opponent preceding you, you have a fresh army of flying crazy bitches ready to go. And who doesn't love a flying army of crazy bitches? I mean, that's fantastic. You can beat the shit out of people with those. Right, so let's get down to it. Who are the crazy bitches? Okay, we got Chroma here, Angel of Wrath. 5 triple white, 8 mana. 8 mana. She was a house back in the day. That was 20 years ago, maybe longer. A long time ago, Chroma was, when she was spoiled, everybody was, wow, do you see what she does? And then Darksteel Colossus, wow, do you see what it does? And the Base Layer Angel, wow. And where are those cards now? Nowhere. They're junk rares. Nobody plays with them. So let's play with them. So Achroma. For 8 mana, you get a 6/6 flying first strike, trample, haste, texture black, texture red, vigilant angel. We're not really planning on spending 8 mana. When I get to the artifacts, I'll explain. Then we have Angelic Field Marshal, 2 white white for a 3/3 angel flying. She is Silgengar's lieutenant. As long as you have Silgengar, I'm going to mangle that name a lot, I'm sure. As long as that bastard's on the field, she gets +2/+2, and your other creatures have vigilance. So she helps. Jill Guardian. You're going to notice that a lot of these angels have 5 and higher casting cost. It's just the nature of the beast. Some of the lower casting cost angels, like Segovian Angel, I just threw in because you need some early creature somehow. And odds are you're not going to get a creature down until turn 3, turn 4, if you're lucky. So we have to cheat them into play. Again, when I get to the artifacts, so I'll explain it. So 4 white white for a 5/5 flying. Oh, they all fly. I don't think there's any doubt. I'm going to quit saying flying unless they don't fly, which I think they all do. So I'm going to quit mentioning that. Whenever one or more creatures you control attack, they gain indestructible until the end of the turn. That sounds pretty useful. Angelic Skirmisher. Again, 6 mana, same mana cost, 4 white white for 4/4 angel. Beginning of every combat, choose first strike, vigilance, lifelink. Your creatures gain that ability till end of turn. That's every combat. So in your combat, you probably want vigilance because you want blockers. On your opponent's combats, you might want first strike so you kill the creatures, or you might want lifelink so you gain life. It's up to you. Anyway, she should be good in here. Angel combination. Let's go back down to 4 mana. 2 white white for an angel that's, some of them natively have vigilance. Some of them get vigilance if you jump through hoops. Some of them don't have vigilance at all unless you do jump through the hoops. So anyway, she's a 3/3, 2 and a white, exile another target creature. Turn it to the battlefield under its own control at the beginning of the next end step. So with her, you can flicker something interesting, or on your side, or you can flicker something on your opponent's side that to reset it. For example, if they have some giant fucking Tyrannid, some 22/22 Trampler that's only a 3/3 except for all the, you can reset it so all the counters go away. Poof, gone, no more counters for you. And then you can exert her again, 2 white tap, exile another target creature until she leaves the battlefield. So you can start picking off your opponent's creatures as long as you keep her in play. When we get down to consideration, I was thinking of ways of giving her indestructible to make it so she'll stick around longer. But I had to cut things. The deck is pretty tight. But anyway, the first flicker ability, that should be highly useful. For example, if you get down Angel of Despair, who costs 7 mana, 3 double white, double black, 5/5 flyer. When she hits the field, you blow up a permanent. Any permanent. It doesn't say non-land. So somebody has Cabal Coffers that's bothering you. Somebody has, you have My Hollow that's bothering you. Whatever's bothering you, you can get rid of it. Planeswalker, creature, artifact. She doesn't care. She just comes to play and she's pissed off that you brought her out of the void and she wants to destroy something. So let her do it. Angel of Grace. 3 white white for a 5/4 flashy flyer. Yeah, I said I wouldn't mention flying, but oh well. When she comes into play, until in turn, damage have reduced your life total to less than 1. She's worship. She's a flashy 1-turn worship. Except she doesn't require to have a creature. So even if she dies, that ability would still go on the stack, and if your life total would go down below 1, it goes to 1 instead. Okay, so kind of useful. 5 mana is a lot to keep up, though. 4 white white. Exile her from your graveyard. Your life total becomes 10. Okay, so she can pump you back up out of lightning bolt range. Battle Angles of Deer. 2 white white for an angelic knight with myriad. When this bastard deals combat damage to a player, draw a card if that player has more cards in hand than each other player. Then you create a treasure token if that player controls more lands than each other player. Then you gain 3 life if that player has more life than each other player. And myriad is, when this attacks, you create a token copy of it that's attacking all your opponents. So in a 4-man game, you have 3 opponents. Each of them is going to get attacked with the Battle Angels tier. And any one of them gets through, if any of those conditions are met, you get a bonus. You get some value. Baneslayer Angel, because why not? 3 white white, 5/5 flying, first strike, lifelink, protection demons, protection dragons. In Commander, that can be relevant. And remember, changelings have all creature types. So if somebody's attacking with a big changeling, she can block it and has protection from it. Evson, Angel of Hope, another 8 mana huge creature. But instead of only being a 6/6, she's an 8/8 for 8. She's got vigilance. And she says her and all your other stuff is indestructible. That's not as cool as it used to be. She used to be a fucking house. She used to be, you put down Avacyn Angel of Hope, and people are like, okay, how do I deal with this? All this stuff's indestructible now. This sucks. But now with all the exile bullshit, she's not the same threat she used to be, but she's still a major threat in this deck. Archangel of Tides. 1, triple white for a 3/5 angel. As long as she's untapped, creatures can't attack you or planeswalker control unless they pay 1 for each of those creatures. And if she's attacking, creatures cannot block unless the controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. So she taxes your opponent when she attacks, and she taxes them when they want to attack you. So it's good to give her vigilance. So there's some different angels here you saw that give all your angels vigilance, and she likes it. So when she attacks, the tax still triggers. It's not when she taps; it's just when she's attacking. So keep that in mind. Archangel Lethune. I like this version. I want to get this version. It's expensive though. It ain't cheap. Look at this. They say 100 euros. It's not 100 euros. They're out of their fucking mind. It's not that much. Or maybe that's just the foil. Because I looked at it yesterday and it was only, there are copies to be had for 30, 40 euro. Didn't buy one though because there's other cards that I wanted. So anyway, 3 white white for a 3/4 lifelinker. Okay. Not great stats. When you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on every creature you control. Okay, that's kind of nice. And since you have so many ways of gaining life, you can bank your team pretty big pretty quickly. Angel Vitality. Okay, so she's not that great, but you need some lower mana cost creatures. She fits the bill at 3 mana, 2 and a white for a 2/2. And if you gain life, you gain that much life +1 instead. And if you have 25 more life, she gets +2. So if you put her down on turn 3 and you haven't taken too many hits and you're still above, you'll probably be above 30 still, she's a 4/4 for 3 mana. I mean, those are the rules of the game. Take advantage of them. Angel of Suffering. There are 3 rings of marriage. The 3 rings of marriage are the engagement ring, the wedding ring, and the... Okay, so we were on Damn. The service I'm using to record this is called Clipchamp, Microsoft Clipchamp, and it's limited to only 30 minutes because I'm not going to pay for it. Maybe I should so I can get better quality, but my channel's not making any money, so I'm not putting any money into it. I'm putting time, love, and care, and attention, but not much money. Anyway, you can overload Damn, 2 white white, and it becomes Day of Judgment, which, of course, is a worse Wrath of God, because Wrath of God says the creatures cannot regenerate. Not that there's a whole lot of regeneration anymore, but we play EDH. We play Commander. So somebody at some point is going to have something that regenerates, and it can bite you in the ass. So maybe you want Wrath of God instead of Damn. I just like that it fits the black-white theme of the deck. Treat the Angels. So triple white, double X, put X 4/4 white angel creature tokens flying on the battlefield. Or you can miracle it. If the magic gods shine upon you, and put it on top of your library when you have a lot of mana available. You can cast it for the miracle cost and get a lot of angels and make your opponents weep as you smash into their faces. So what's the Starn? Is it just called Starnheim? Yeah, we'll get down to when I'm talking about considering. Okay, instants. Let's look at instants. So Stroke of Midnight, Generous Gift, they're basically the same. They both cost 2 and a white. They both destroy something, and they both give the controller of that something a token. The only differences are Generous Gift can hit lands, and they get a green creature, a green elephant creature. Stroke of Midnight cannot hit lands, but they only get a 1/1 white human creature. So, either way, they do what they do, and they say what they do. I just noticed the entire back end of this all costs 3. Lapse is counterspell. 2 and a white, counter target spell. If it's counted this way, put it on top of its owner's library instead of into their graveyard. This is just a little surprise. This is somebody's going to do something that you really don't want them to do, like Torrent of Hailfire. if it was it uh, exsanguinate. Yes, if they're going to do something really nasty, you can hold them off for a turn with the lapse of certainty. Are you certain you can do that? I'm not. Ghost Way. So you remember the finality counters? So you bring our angels back with finality counters, right? With Shogungar's ability. The problem is, what if your opponents have an instant speed board wipe that would kill some of them and they'd get exiled? That would suck, wouldn't it? That'd suck ass. I wouldn't like that at all. So you can Ghost Way, exile all your creatures, and then bring them back into play at the beginning of the next end step. So I looked up finality counters only care if the creature would go to the graveyard, if the creature would get bounced back to your hand, if it would get flickered, anything like that. Then the finality it doesn't care. It only cares about graveyard. If the creature would go to the graveyard, instead it's exiled. So we're using it. Flare of Fortitude. It's got. It says it costs 2 white, but it pretty much says get one of your own creatures to save your ass. So you can spend 2 white for it, or you can sacrifice a non-token white creature instead of paying the spell's mana cost to save your ass. Because until end of turn, your life total can't change, and permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible. Ephemerate. I'm not sure if we don't want more of these effects. I'm not sure if we even need this one. I put it in here because we have the Angel of Despair. We have some angels that come into play triggers, Karmic Guide even. If you want to reset the... So somebody attacks, you've got Voice of All set for a color that they're not. Like they're attacking you with, I don't know, something really nasty. That's green, and you've got Voice of All set to blue. You can flicker it. When it comes back into play, change the word to green, and then block away. And then, of course, you exile spell when it resolves, and during your next upkeep, you can play it again if there's anything you want to do with it. You don't have to, but if you don't, it just... This is going to be a long video. I've already to splice together another section. So, as I was saying, if you build this deck and you don't have enough early creatures, then go ahead and put Exalted Angel in there. 3 colorless, player face down is 2/2 creature, flip her over into 4/5 lifelinker for 4. That's not too bad. She's cheap. I mean, this version is 30 euros, but if you look at the other versions, how much is an Onslaught version? Oh, they've got this 30th anniversary promo for the Fault Angels is €1.48. Wow, really? The Onslaught version is 20 euros? That can't be right. Is that right? That sounds nuts. Why the hell is she worth 20 euros? And the Murders of Karlov Mana reprint with the same art is half €1. Wow. Okay. Huh. Okay, well, go for the cheap version. Radiance, her Archangel. 6 and a white. So, she's just a 6/4 flyer. You can tap another end-tap creature control flying, and she gains protection from the color of your choice until end turn. For her mana cost, it just didn't seem like she'd be that useful. I did think about her, did consider it, but I don't know. It's just the deck's tight. Gotta make cuts. Resolute Archangel, 5 white for 4 for flyer. When she comes into play, for life totals less than your starting life total, it becomes your starting life total. You've got a lot of lifelink in here, so I don't think you need a 7 mana 4/4 that just resets your life total back to 40. Just gain life, quit screwing around. Windshaper Planetar, 4 and a white for 4/4 flashy flyer. When he flashes into play during the declare attacker step, for every attacking creature, you may reselect which player or planeswalker that creature is attacking. This guy would probably be a good addition. I don't really know what I would take out for him. But that flash him into play, and then you're attacking who? No, you're attacking that. You're attacking him. You're attacking him, and you're attacking that planeswalker over there. Yeah, kill Garruk. Thank you. That seems like it'd be pretty useful. All right, for instance, thought of Teferi's protection. Decided Ghostway is better. 2 and a white. Till your next turn, your life total can't. So this protects you and phases out all your stuff. So you're just not really. There are things that can affect you, like you can get poison counters put on you still and shit like that. But in general, you just step out for a turn. All your stuff steps out for a turn. It just seemed to be that Ghostway might be more useful because then you reset your creatures. For example, the finality counters that some of them might have. Your enter the battlefield abilities will re-trigger and so on. Same with Semester's End. If you don't like Clever Concealment, or you don't want to spend the money for it, because it's not a cheap card, I understand that. Semester's End is an acceptable substitute. So instead of phasing out the creatures, no, the non-land permanents, this only hits your creatures. Clever Concealment can conceal, like we talked about, your artifacts and enchantments. So Semester's End, 3 to white, instantly exile any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers you control. Beginning the next end step, they come back into play under their owner's control with an additional +1/+1 encounter if it's a creature, additional loyalty it's a planeswalker. I found that additional +1/+1 encounter on creatures is often quite useful. There it is, Wrath of God, 2 white. Bury all creatures. That's what it says. I know that it doesn't look like that's what it says, but that's what it says. Bury all creatures. Starnheim Unleashed. You could easily have this in here with Entreat the Angels. Is that what it's called? I've never actually played that card, ever. I don't even know if I own a copy of Entreat the Angels. So anyway, you could easily have this in here along with it. It's just, so Entreat the Angels, the miracle cost is 2 white and then X. For every X, you get an angel. This, the foretell cost, is 1 white, double X. So you still have to spend 2 mana for each angel. So it seems to me that Entreat the Angels is a better option if you have to choose. It's up to you. Finale of Glory. Let me just skip down to something right quick. So I thought about Divine Visitation's deck, but then I started taking out a lot of the token generators in order to have more creatures. Because Sogengar, he doesn't care about tokens. He doesn't give a shit. Unless you sacrifice him, then he gives you blood tokens. You trade angel tokens for blood tokens, okay, then he cares. But he's not going to bring them back to the graveyard. So I started cutting out some of the token generators. If you are going to put Finale of Glory and some of the other token generating effects in here, you might go ahead and put in Divine Visitation, which is a 3 white enchantment. If you create any creature tokens, instead, they come into play as 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance. So here, if you have Finale of Glory, 2 white X, create X 2/2 white soldier creature tokens with vigilance. If X is 10 or more, also create that X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance. So if you have Divine Visitation and you cast Finale of Glory for 12, you get 20 angels. Otherwise, you get 10 soldiers and 10 angels. But Divine Visitation, if you have that in play, those soldiers, they get beefy and fly. Devout Invocation, 6 and white, tap any number of tap creatures you control. Put a 4/4 white angel creature token of flying onto the battle, not vigilant, just flying. Again, it's not consistent. Uh, Onto the battlefield for each creature tapped this way. I don't really see how you're going to have that many creatures in play that make this useful. So you spend 7 mana, and I'm picturing in my head, and I've gone through the Moxfield deck play feature. Even if you have 6 creatures, if you tap them, okay, so you get 6/4/4 angel creature tokens, but you spent 7 mana. There's a lot of other things the deck can do for 7 mana, and it's only a sorcery. Now, if it was an instant, oh my god, it was instant, it would be in the deck, but it's not. So it's not. Mana Rocks, 1 Power Stone, 3 to cast it, comes to play tapped. You can tap for 2 colorless after you can figure out how to untap it. Thran Dynamo, costs 4 to cast it, but it taps immediately for 3 colorless mana. With all the angels in here, all the high cast cost stuff, it could be that one of these is needed in the deck. It could be there's not enough Mana Rocks. Sword of Light and Shadow, Sword and Feast of Famine, they both cost 3 to cast, they both cost 2 to equip. This gives creature protection with black and white, protection with black and green. When the equipped creature smacks one of your opponents, you get to raise dead and gain 3 life. When the smacks your opponent, they throw away a card and you get to untap all your lands. Nice. Yep. Nature's Will. Nature's Will is the one where if a creature you control connects with one of your opponents, they tap all their lands and you tap all yours. It's a green enchantment, so it can't be in this deck. Swift with Boots. The deck has no haste. None. I just there's so much that could go in here. I didn't know. Yeah, I had to cut something. So Boots, of course, 2 to cast it. Equip creature gets hexproof and haste. Equip 1. Yeah, everybody knows the Boots. Moonsilver Spear. So this is on point with the deck. This is on point for the theme. It's from Avacyn. It's got, her symbol on a spear. 4 to cast it. Equipped creature has first strike. No other buffs, just first strike. Whenever it attacks, you get a 4 for a white angel creature token flying. It seemed to me to cast it for 4, equip for 4. Okay, yeah, the creature gets first strike, but no other abilities, no other buffs. And yes, you do get a angel creature token that doesn't exile itself, that sticks around. So every time that creature attacks, you get another angel creature token. But this, you don't have any extra combat steps. Aurelia is white-red, so she can't be in this deck. And it just seemed to be almost good enough, but not quite. Okay, Master's Map, 2 and a white. When it comes to play, go find 2 basic planes, show them to everybody, put them in your hand, shuffle. Whenever land enters the battlefield under opponent's control, if they have more lands than you, you can put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. So it's kind of like burgeoning with a limited land tax. But the problem is, burgeoning, it doesn't count your opponent's lands. It's just like, hey, they played a land. You have a land in your hand, you can put it down if you want. This is, hey, your opponent played a land. Do you want to put, wait, first count. Okay, they have 6 lands, you have 7. Sorry, sucks being you. You don't get to put a free land down. Catharsis Crusade, this is not here because of memory issues. You have too many tokens to put plus encounters and on those tokens every time you put a creature into play, and they keep track, and then resolve all your triggers. It's just a pain in the ass. So unless you're playing Brack 4, don't do it. Court of Grace, 2 white comes to play. You become the monarch. You are anointed. Beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token flying. If you're the monarch, instead, you get a 4/4 angel creature token with flying, no vigilance. Again, not consistent. So if you put Court of Grace in, if you put the other token generators, like I said, Divine Visitation, but it's not a token deck. It's just Entreat the Angels is in here to give you more board presence, to let you go a little bit wider. But tokens are not really your strategy. So if you start pursuing tokens in this deck, token generation, you're deviating from what Shulgingar actually wants to do. But if that's what you want to do, it's your deck. Go ahead. Castle Lochthwain comes to play tapped unless you have a swamp. 1 black black, tap it, draw a card, then you lose life equal to the number of cards in your hand. I don't know. This would be an easy inclusion, but losing the life, that's the thing. Or maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's perfect for the deck. I don't know. High market. Um, no, you're not going to Swords Plowshares, Archangel Avacyn. I'm going to send her to the high market instead, gain 1 life, and then I'm going to use the Karma Guide and bring her ass back into play. Try again. Condolan Outpost comes to play, sacrifice planes or bury it. Spend 1 to white, get a soldier creature token. Again, took out Divine Visitation, so I took this out. Mirrored Landscape. This might be useful in the deck to help find those swamps. I'm not sure, like I said, if I don't have sufficient swamps and lands to produce both colors to make the deck operate. If you don't, put another swamp, put this in there. So 2 tap, sacrifice it, go find 2 basic land cards that share a land type, put them on a battlefield, tap and shuffle. It'd be really nice if it didn't say that they have to share a land type, but it does, so we're stuck with it. Thawing Glaciers is just slow, but reliable. Comes to play tapped. 1, tap it, search library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, and then bounce Thawing Glaciers back to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. So you can play it again tapped on your turn, wait another turn to untap it, and pull them. So every other turn, it will find you a land. And all it costs you is your land drop. But it's incredibly reliable. 3 Tree City comes to play. Choose Angel. Obviously, if you don't choose Angel, you're not doing it right. With this deck, 2, choose a color. Add an amount of mana to that color equal to the number of creatures you control with the chosen type. The reason I didn't leave 3 Tree City in here is I don't know how useful it's going to be. I already have Urborg, Tube Yawgmoth. Already have Nykthos, so Urborg does. Cabal Coffers. You have Cabal Coffers and Nykthos. Cabal Coffers does nothing at all, unless you have Urborg. Effectively nothing. What are you going to do? Get 1 swamp and go to the shrine, spend 2, tap Cabal Coffers, get 2. Maybe it could be you need to do that. That is possible that you need to do that. I've done that before to get that extra black. But if you only have 4 or 5 angels, so this comes, it produces colorless. Nykthos produces colorless. You need the colors. So if you find you're getting enough angels and you're getting enough color, then yeah, 3 Tree City, slot it right in. Tower of the Magistrate, this is just funny. I just like it. 1 tap, target creature gains protection from artifacts until end of turn. So that little goblin running after you with the Sword of Feast and Famine, Sword of Fire and Ice, Sword of Smack Yo Mama, and Dark Steel Plate. Hey, look, he's got protection artifacts. He drops all that stuff, but he's still running at you. And block him with an angel, kill him. So anyway, that's the deck, Monsieur ConnorSapphire. What do you think? Do you like it? Did I again? I apologize for taking so damn long and for making this video so damn long. But I hope you like it. And actually, I'm thinking this might be really fun to play. So let's cut off private and There we go. Time to post it. Where is my stop